Tell me who really wanted everything that they talking about. I already done it. Don't fuck with their narrative. And how they spun it like Clive Campbell. I'ma set an example.
Oh hey everybody, thanks for showing up for another video. Oh, you're probably wondering where I am right now, huh? Well, after hearing a horrible experience you call an album last Friday from Drake, I'm taking the time to visit a therapist to get over the PTSD that I now suffer from. Oh great, here they are now. Well, excuse me miss, see, last week I listened to this really terrible album and... Oh, well, that was quick. But as the doctor said, it seems that last Friday, the longtime rapper from Maryland has returned with another post-retirement album called Final Days, being a mix of old school boom bap sound and tons of features to make for one of Logic's most solid projects yet. Being a 30-track album filled with songs no longer than 2.5 minutes, Final Days really is one of the most solid and cohesive projects Logic has had in a long while. Especially with his quote-unquote final album No Pressure dropping almost 2 years ago, it's good to see Logic come back with the same fire and passion that he had at the beginning of his career and towards the supposed end of his career as well. But when going through this project, I stated before, we're given an assortment of boom bap 90s styles beats that are majority produced by Logic himself, with him dishing out some pretty solid wordplay on some nice flows, such as on the track Clouds, Tetris, and Black White Boy, talking about his come up, his mental state after his initial retirement, his ability to grow, and even calling out critics such as Anthony Fantano and the worst goddamn subreddit of all time. But I do still hear a bit of that lyrical, spiritual, miracle, individual, really fast rapping style that I was never really a big fan of, seeming like it doesn't really have much substance or depth to it other than just saying a bunch of big words that rhyme, and can honestly come off a bit corny every now and then. But thankfully that doesn't really overtake this project, with having barely any skips aside from the interludes, I guess. But as for the production, I feel like it was definitely the biggest highlight of this project, having these very smooth and relaxed classic beats, with Logic making references to Nujabes, J Dilla, and DJ Premier, with Premier even producing a song himself and a track of his own name. But for these tracks to be quite short, it's like they all have their own flair to them, being accompanied by either Logic's or any other features rapping style, to make not many tracks seem too similar in sound. I mean, for an album that supposedly took a short time to make, from the transitions to the vocals, it's very well produced, with neither the instrumentals or vocals drowning each other out, and it thankfully not sounding like it was recorded 10 feet away from the mic on an iPod Touch, unlike someone else's album. But then taking a look at all the other features that are on this project, it's truly insane how not one rapping feature missed. Like, every single one delivered either on par or even better than Logic on these tracks, with this project featuring hidden gems, current day guys, and even some hip hop legends such as Royce da 5'9", AZ, The Game, and even Blue and Exile. It's like this project is just one big homage or love letter to the game, and for it to come from one of the more cloud-down guys in hip hop, it's definitely refreshing to see that he hasn't went on some weird ass anti-industry, anti-hip hop phase like every other corny rapper does, but instead just respects it and grows from the criticism. But overall, this honestly was a really solid project, and I feel like this is something that would fit more the old heads and the more lyrical centric hip hop fans. I mean, taking a look back through his discography, you can definitely see some duds in the mix, but for the few highlights he has, I would say that this project is definitely top 3 within those highlights. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving this a high 7 out of 10, definitely being an overlooked gem due to the other drop that happened, but for what it's worth, it still sits as one of the better hip hop projects this year. But how do you guys feel about Logic's latest album? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments while liking and subscribing. Make sure to follow my IG and Twitter, and if you like to listen to this video, make sure to follow yours as well, because she's dope. And on that note, I'll see you on Friday when I force Logic to re-sign with Def Jam. Peace.
Henderson.